We begin today with the ongoing story of former Los Angeles Laker basketball player Lamar Odom. Last week, Odom was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol on an LA interstate after traveling a reported 35 miles an hour. Odom had been in recent headlines before his arrest due to a report that he had been missing for more than 72 hours after having a fight with wife Khloe Kardashian. The former Sixth Man of the Year in 2011 and two-time NBA champion checked into rehab on Wednesday afternoon, but then checked out the next day. Odom is now denying to the public that he does not have a drug problem and is also being sued for an altercation he had with a paparazzo for damage of property after being asked if he thought Kardashian was cheating on him. That altercation happened back in July. Still more to come with this story. Miley Cyrus has become the talk of controversy again with her latest music video for her new song, Wrecking Ball, that was released on Monday. Wrecking Ball will be Cyrus's second single on her upcoming album, Bangers, which will be due out on October 8th. The music video consists of Cyrus performing some very unusual but typical antics like licking a sledgehammer and swinging naked on a wrecking ball. This is not the first time the world has seen such antics from Cyrus. Just recently, Cyrus received much criticism for the video to her first single, We Can't Stop, and also received negative reviews on her performance on the MTV Video Music Awards. Chicago rap star Lupe Fiasco is reportedly being sued by the wife of a drug kingpin who says that Fiasco is hiding her husband's money from her. The wife of Charles Patton, who is serving a 44-year prison sentence for running his own heroin enterprise, is suing Fiasco for moving more than $9 million into various bank accounts in order to block her from making a play on the money in their ongoing divorce. For many of you returning students at SC, you may know Fiasco was last year's musical guest here at Springfield College. Finishing off on a more positive note, this year's performance for the Super Bowl 48 has been determined. Bruno Mars made it official in Times Square on the set of NFL Sunday that he would be performing at halftime on February 2nd at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where the Super Bowl will be played. This is the first time the NFL has decided to step back from hiring long-established artists like the Rolling Stones, Madonna, Bruce Springsteen, The Who, Prince, Paul McCartney, and Beyoncé, and hiring Mars, who has been more of a new face to music. Mars' latest album, Underhood Jukebox, has sold over 4 million copies since its release in December of 2012, making it one of the main reasons why he was picked by the NFL. Well, Connor has a movie review for us tonight. He touches on Vin Diesel's new movie, Enjoy.
I'm Connor Getz here for SCTV3, and I'm going to take you inside the new movie, Riddick. The Chronicles of Riddick franchise has become known and received by the general audience as a subpar action sci-fi thriller with mediocre acting, solid special effects, and the occasionally intense action sequences. Going into the newest installment, ingeniously titled Riddick, I hope to at least be somewhat impressed by pigeonholed actor Vin Diesel despite not having seen the previous films in the series. However, I was almost amazed by how unoriginal, slow, and clouded it turned out to be. To make things worse, not having seen the others may have actually eased some of the pain. The background to Riddick, which is told in the film in an incredibly confusing manner, continues 5 years after the events of the second film. Richard B. Riddick, played by Vin Diesel, has defeated the Lord Marshal of the Necromonger fleet and takes the position himself. He then uses that position as leverage in a deal with Commander Vaco, played by Carl Urban, trading the title for the location and escort to Furia, his home planet. Like all good villains, Vaco double-crosses Riddick, transporting him to a foreign, savanna-coated planet and sending him buried into a rock slide upon arrival. Realizing the immense difficulty of surviving on the planet with a broken leg and hostile creatures like jackals and mud demons, Riddick deploys an emergency distress beacon in a mercenary camp. Instead of assistance, 2 bands of mercs close in on the planet, targeting him for the massive reward on his head. When I watch movies, plot is something that consistently sticks in my mind throughout. Halfway through, the plot switches, abandoning the Riddick versus Mercs battle and turning to both parties needing to evacuate the planet due to an impending storm that will unleash an onslaught of mud demons. I think of this as a plot switch rather than a plot twist. It's almost like a cop-out on the original idea, which in this case may have worked better than the one they switched to. The action and story was more entertaining and energetic when Riddick was picking off his opponents, not holding their hands. An opinion that almost everyone will see differently is that of the acting abilities of the star, Vin Diesel. When he's not evading the police and pulling off crazy car stunts as Dom in Fast and Furious, or doing special ops missions for the government as Xander Cage, aka Triple X, he's the brutal hunter Riddick. Face it, the guy's basically the same role in every movie, a hardcore action junkie with the acting range of Keanu Reeves. I will hand it to Diesel on this one, as the actual role of Riddick may suit him the best out of the aforementioned characters. Nobody else comes to mind that could play the role of Riddick as well as he does. From start to finish, he's rugged, intense, and sarcastic. Even when we find him chained to the wall, fated to be decapitated, he has the audacity to say, "When it goes down, your head is the first to come off in the first 5 seconds." The low growl he speaks with is unique to Diesel in this character, who is one of the very few highlights in the film. The CGI effects, creatures, and action is decent, and could possibly whet the palate of any action or Vin Diesel fan, as there are few remaining blockbusters left from the summer. In the end, lack of originality, plot, and core cast really hurt a movie that could have seriously improved upon its middle-of-the-road franchise.
Thanks for all that, Kyle. Springfield College went through a number of renovations this past summer, and you could see them walking around campus. At the entrance on the west end of Alden Street, you can see a brand new welcoming arch that was added. Lachlan Hall got a much-needed facelift as well, fixing the staircase and making the outside of the building look much nicer. The renovations could also include a new Starbucks coffee shop upstairs. It's also been reported by the student newspaper that the campus is looking to possibly expand in the westerly direction. Things are certainly looking nice on campus.
Yes, they do. Well, now we're going to take it over to our very own Vivi Novello for Vivi's Music Insider and her new behind-the-scenes look at the drug that's starting to make its way into the fold. Here's a look.
Just 2 weekends ago, the infamous Electric Zoo Festival took place at Randall's Island in New York City. The Electric Dance Music Festival, or EDM Festival, was scheduled for Friday, August 30th through Sunday, September 1st. But the festival was canceled Sunday after 2 young concertgoers died the night before, while 4 others were hospitalized due to MDA-related causes. MDA, also more commonly known as ecstasy or Molly, a drug that has been getting more and more popular in the EDM scene. A few days after the deaths that happened on Sunday, a reported Christian group on Facebook created a fan page titled Ban EDM Now. They have also started a group called MAM, also known as Mothers Against Molly. The group has also gone as far as creating an online government petition that is titled, "We petition the Obama administration to ban electronic dance music of every genre. It is killing our youth." The petition needs 100,000 signatures by October 1st. So far, they have only received 51 signatures. Will the making of EDM music be banned in the U.S.? Only time will tell. But until then, Americans are still allowed to produce and listen to whatever music they please. Join me next week for another episode of Viv's Music Insider.
Thanks for that, Viv. Well, I'm sure everyone has one eye on the Patriots-Jets game going on right now and has been paying attention to either the start of the NFL season or the heated playoff races in baseball. For all the sports news that you need, we toss it over to our very own Candace Tibbetts.